two had caused such emotional strife for a period of years. We're talking about the Central Park Five.
Oh, yes.
And we're talking about now New York City paying $40 million in civil rights settlement to these 5 black and Hispanic men known as the Central Park Five. You see right here during this press conference taking place. Along the way, they had wrongfully been convicted in the brutal beating and rape of a white female jogger in Central Park in 1989. I think everybody remembers the whole term wilding. That's what came about as a result of the investigation of this sensational case. It polarized the city along racial lines and became a symbol of rampant crime. The men, who were teenagers at the time, said they were coerced into making incriminating statements. In fact, you heard from some of them who said, we had never even met until being in jail. They were convicted in 1990. Anderson Cooper talked to 2 of the exonerated men last night, and he asked about the financial payout. Listen.
At the end of the day, it's not enough money. Right. Any amount of money wouldn't be enough. I mean, we still have to provide for our families. We still have to, make proper decisions and do what's right. And ultimately, most of this money is going to be going to make sure that our families are okay, our children are taken care of. So it's not like we can retire. Right. That definitely isn't part of the plan right now. But being able to think about next steps is definitely a great feeling to have that opportunity to be able to do that.
Wow, it is something. Don't they seem incredibly at peace given what they have been through, Mo?
Yes.
I mean, being wrongfully convicted. They were teenagers. Those latter teenager years, early adult years were snatched away because of this mistake.
I was a teenager in New York growing up at the time that this happened. I remember my mother sitting us down and saying, okay, something really bad has happened to a lady in Central Park. They think it's these boys, and telling us, please be careful, me and my sister, please be careful when you go outside. Watch yourself. There was already an onus of guilt over them from the moment that they were arrested. And I think everybody, from the way it was portrayed, from how brutally she was injured, that they just wanted to put it on somebody. And I think everybody sort of adopted, well, these 5 guys did it, and that's kind of what it was. But then as the facts started coming out and you thought, this doesn't make any sense. I think the settlement is absolutely just, and I agree with them. I don't think there's any amount of money that could make up for what they went through, the way they were vilified, the way, it was just awful. And so I'm glad they're getting it. I'm glad they're getting something. But again, I don't think it's enough. But they seem so, like you said. It seems like even after that, they're well adjusted and they'll move on with their lives.
Yeah, it is a remarkable, turn of events. And of course, everyone wishes them well as you, move forward, because these are deep scars that will forever be with them, even though they've been exonerated, even though there is this settlement, it still is quite the burden.
Sure, and they'll always be known as the Central Park Five.
Yeah, and those years erased.
Absolutely.
Yeah, erased and replaced with, other experiences along the way.
During such formative years.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mo, thanks so much. We tackled a lot. We'll have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, stunning new accusations in the case of a Detroit boy found barricaded in his dad's basement. This, too, is another one of those cases that's just, what?